Hi, I'm Alan in this video. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to more Jump Dash. Today we're going to be ruffling some feathers, probably doing the single worst idea of my entire life, because I know for a fact people are not going to be happy about this. We're going to be starting today off with a Geometry Dash updates tier list. Is this a good idea? Absolutely not, because people have very strong opinions about certain updates, and it's going to be a bad idea. I just felt like doing this. I don't really know why. I just had this like certain urge to be like, hey, 1.9, kinda cringe, bro. That's what we're going to be doing today. Anyway, basically, we're just going to be going through the updates one at a time, starting with 1.0, going all the way up to 2.2, talking a little bit about what made the updates good, what made them bad, and then putting them in tier lists and probably making people shit themselves because I didn't give their favorite update an S tier. So, without further ado, let's start with update 1.0. I mean, it started it all, right? To be fair, though, 1.0 had, like, nothing. No blue pads, no blue orbs. You needed to use the portal. You had no mini mode. You had 2 game modes. You only had cube and you only had ship. It was kind of boring. I can't lie. But it started everything, right? I feel like we got to give it like at least a C tier just because it's the first update, right? Like you can't necessarily call the first update bad. It was kind of lame, but it wasn't bad, right? You had no demon difficulty either. Damn. It's kind of an L, actually. Wait, didn't the rating system get introduced in 1.0? There were no, like, you couldn't get a feature. You couldn't get a star rating. Those were introduced in 1.1, weren't they? I think so. This one isn't counted as an update, but it is still an update. I'm actually curious now. When were star ratings introduced in Geometry Dash?
Full caps.
What? No way. I started in 1.4. I did not know this. That is crazy. That is actually wild. Damn, okay. Wow, what a fat L. What did 1.1 even introduce then? In 1.1, we got Time Machine. Oh my god, 1.1 introduced a singular feature, and it's the mirror portal. Wow, that is an L. That is a massive L. Imagine being the update to only introduce mirror portals and that's it. 1.1 introduced GD Lite. Yeah, because GD Lite did so much more, right? Like, what did GD Lite even do? No, I actually like mirror portals. I think me liking mirror portals has made it easier for me to adapt to 2.2 with all the like rotating gameplay and all that stuff because I don't really find it that bad. So I'm being kind of a hypocrite by placing it in F. I would probably put it in like E. But like objectively speaking, there was nothing added. There was like nothing interesting added to 1.1. Like what was actually the substance of 1.1? There was nothing really, just mirror portals. Mirror portals are highly underutilized. No one uses them. A majority of players don't even like it. Can we really say that 1.1 was a decent update whatsoever? No. It did add Time Machine though. Time Machine is kind of a slapper. That is true. You're right. 1.2 though. What did 1.2 add? 1.2 added, it gave us the ball game mode. Oh, it was cycles, not X-Step. I'm stupid. 2 new cubes introduced. Cycles. Ball. Okay, never mind. That's an L. That's an L. I thought it was better. It was 1.3 that gave us the blue orb and blue pads. You just got ball. I mean, ball is a good game mode. I can't lie. I'm going to give it the D tier because it did give us a whole new vehicle. We didn't get a new vehicle in 1.1, right? A new vehicle, kind of sick. 1.3 though, star ratings. We got the rating system, feature tab, all that good, juicy stuff, you know? The slop that made us all highly addicted because we like number go up, right? Like the best thing about Jump Dash, number go up. 1.3 gave us that option. It gave us the blue portal, not the blue portal, the blue orb, the blue pad. It also gave us demons. I think 1.3 gave us demons as well with the rating system. With the rating system, it was also introduced demons because in 1.1, Demon Park was made. And then in 1.3, we got the demon rating. I kind of want to give 1.3. Also, X-Step is like one of my favorite official levels. I'm going to give 1.3 an A tier, actually. 1.3 kind of high-key baller. We got demons. We got stars. We got the blue orb, best orb. I'm going to stay on that one. I'm going to hold tight. Blue orb, best orb, totally unbiased. I love the blue orb. Very good. How can you give 1.4 an F tier? Actually, now that I think about it, down the line, 1.4 in a retrospect, kind of an F tier because introduced in 1.7, we got speed changers and introduced in 1.9, we got wave. 1.4 inadvertently gave us 3 times speed mini wave because 1.4 is Clutterfunk, which is the introduction of the mini game mode. And he gave us saw blades, which is kind of sick. We love sauce, especially tomato kind. That's a terrible joke. I'm so sorry. I like 1.4. I think 1.4 is good, actually. I don't know if I want to call it like a high tier update just because of the fact that it didn't give us that much substance. Mini mode is fantastic. Mini mode, I think, is incredible. I think mini mode is one of the best introductions the game has had because it adds so much versatility to every single other mechanic and game mode in the game. Mini mode, low key, very underrated. I think people don't talk enough about how goated mini mode actually is. It was also the first update that I played, so kind of based, right? And Clutterfunk, let's be real though. Let's be real. Let's just sit down and talk for like a minute. Can we all agree that the part of Clutterfunk that just goes in the ball part, incredible, absolutely incredible. That alone, I think, is an A tier. I think we're gonna give 1.4 an A tier. Now, 1.5. We got to the UFO game mode. Did we get anything else? Did 1.5 give us literally anything else? Hero of everything, new game mode in the UFO. Oh, you can vote on stars and demon difficulty. Oh my god. 1.5 gave us copy paste. That alone is kind of goated. I was gonna give it like a low score because the UFO is kind of like whatever, right? But it gave us copy paste. That's kind of nasty. I will agree though that 1.5 is a little bit forgettable. There's nothing like super spectacular about it, but copy paste alone deserves a C tier, right? Copy paste deserves a C tier, I think. Now, 1.6 is the first I want to call huge update other than 1.3 because it gave us coins. First and foremost, we got coins. It gave us Club Step and Electroman Adventures. Absolute slappers. It updated all of the previous levels as well. It gave us invisible blocks. That was kind of sick. And I don't know. I just think overall 1.6 was really good. Did it give us anything like more? Introductions. Oh, it gave us map packs. Immediate S tier. Oh my god, map packs. People are gonna be pissed about that one. But it gave us map packs, and that's goated. F tier for map pack? No! You just don't have any taste. No taste whatsoever. I think it was good. I like 1.6 a lot. It gave us coins and Club Step and Electroman Adventures. That's all that matters. It also gave us destructible blocks. Destructible blocks, I think, is one of the cooler gimmicks that Rob has ever introduced. And it gave us invisible blocks, which was kind of hype. 1.7, though. Actually, no. I'm going to give 1.6 an A tier. Because I think, personally, 1.7 deserves the S. Because one thing, it gave us speed changers. Other thing, though, is that it gave us blocks that you can change the color of. It gave us blocks that you could change the color of. Before that, you only had, like, the solid black blocks. 1.7 gave us blocks that you could customize the color of. And I think that is insanely vital to GD as a whole for the longevity. Because it gave us so much more creative freedom with how to create stuff. 1.7 is unbelievably good. 1.7... RobTop cooked, bro. If it wasn't for color changing blocks, GD would be dead. That's probably an overstatement, but I'm kind of true though. It also gave us electrodynamics, and that is kind of dope. We love electrodynamics. Dorabe thrived. You're so true. Dorabe loved 1.7. So did I. I love 1.7. 1.7 also gave us time pressure. So, 1.8. What did 1.8 give us other than duel? It gave us just duel, right? It gave us slopes. Like, 1.8 gave us some cool stuff, right? We got hexagon force. We got new duels. We got slopes. 2-player levels. Oh, God. It gave us 2-player levels as well. That's crazy. Oh, you could playtest levels in editor, though, and free move, and flip and rotate groups. Ooh. Oh. That's kind of... I kind of forgot about playtest your levels in editor. I know about this. There is a post on Touch Arcade where I tell RobTop when 1.8 comes out that thank you so much for letting us playtest in the editor, because the single most inconvenient thing of all time in GD was having to enter the level for every single time you wanted to playtest. This did not have preview mode, by the way, so it was just the base colors, ugly ass static color. You couldn't actually like check colors. You could just playtest levels. You still had to like go into the level to check the colors for stuff, but it was a step in the right direction. Still think I'm gonna give it a B tier though. I'm the duel guy though. I really like duels, but I just don't think it introduced as much gas as 1.3 and 1.6. 1.3 and 1.6 is just that goated. I'm gonna put it before 1.4 though. Now, 1.9 gave us Steam, and it gave us arguably the best change that we ever got in GD, and that was custom music. It gave us Wave, which was pretty huge. It gave us Bwomp, but I don't know. I personally, it gave us 4 color channels. That's a huge one, actually. 1.9 gave us 4 color channels. I'm pretty sure. As someone who's played through all of them, 1.9 was not that much different from the previous 4 updates. The only big thing with 1.9 was using not the official songs. Like being able to choose a song that was not Club Step for once That was kind of sick. But it was really only the custom music that was like a huge deal in 1.9 IMO. The Steam version came out like a couple months into 1.9. Like the Steam version isn't really accounted for in 1.9, I would say, because Rob just randomly released the Steam version at some point. I still think 2.0, 1, and 2 are better than 1.9. But you can't like understate how insanely good custom music is for the game, right? Custom music just, it's so huge. I think 2.0 is like super good. 2.0 gave us moving objects. It gave us rotate triggers and all that stuff, which a lot of people aren't huge fan of, but I think 2.0 is really good. 2.0 gave us like the dynamic side of GD, and it gave us a bunch of like really important triggers that have since become super integral to the GD experience as a whole. I will go as far as to say 2.0 is a better update than 1.9, because 1.9 was good and all, but 2.0 gave us infinite color channels. In 1.9, you only had 4 colors. You got to remember that. You only had 4 colors. In 2.0, you could have like 100. The amount of everything that having more than 4 colors gave you is huge. You have moving objects. It added the monsters. You cannot forget the deadlocked monsters. The boss fight in Deadlock gave us boss fights. 2.0 is goated, dude. 2.0 is great. People just hate on it because of early 2.0. Which, to be fair, I will agree. Early 2.0, kind of ball ass. But that was just because we weren't used to it, right? Like, at that point, we had never even thought of the idea of, oh my god, this structure, it can move. 2.1, I think, I don't know. I want to say 2.1 is still the best update, but 2.2 is kind of goated. 2.11 is part of 2.1, right? Like, we have weeklies, we have dailies, we have demon difficulties. There's just so much stuff. We have the in-game currencies with diamonds and orbs, which are huge for unlockables and just being able to have a more accessible icons that aren't beat 10,000 demons, right? There are so many like small quality of life things that were added in 2.1 that's like absolutely huge that I think people just forget, because we were on 2.1 for such a long time that you kind of forget that they were introduced in 2.1. So many things that you take for granted now were introduced with 2.1. It's just that 2.1 was around for such a long time that you kind of like forget, right? Like a lot of the stuff that were introduced in like earlier updates, you kind of like, oh, that's just always been there, right? And the same goes for like early 2.1 stuff. It did add the dash orb. Dash orb kind of great. We love dash orbs. I think demon difficulties low-key might be the biggest one though. Nothing was, dude, I don't know how many of you guys existed in 2.0, but I remember so vividly people would go into streams of people trying GD for the first time in like 2.0 and 1.9, and they would be like, hey, try out this demon. And it was like Bloodbath, but it just said demon because there was no difference between the Nightmare Demon and Bloodbath Demon. So they would just be like, oh, this is probably as hard as the Nightmare, which I played 20 minutes ago. And then they get thrown into Bloodbath and they would just shit themselves, right? 2.1 gave us demon difficulties. Pretty huge deal. And 2.2, is there really an argument against 2.2 just not being the best update? Because like all the quality of life stuff, all the new shit that was added, 2.2 is just good. 2.2 is just absolutely insane. We love 2.2. Is there anything else to say about 2.2 that hasn't been rehashed like 1,000 times in like the past 2 months? I don't know. I don't think so. Anyway, I'm kind of satisfied with this tier list. I think this is a decent tier list. People are going to disagree with my 1.9 take. Other than custom music, 1.9 didn't add that much. But Aeon, Wave. Shut up. Waves stink. Actually, I'm starting to kind of like Wave. That's besides the point. I'm going to link the create your own Geometry Dash updates tier list in the description, as I usually do. And then, yeah. Swag mode.